So the next talking point for today is the India versus West Indies series that's coming up. The first test is on October 2nd in Ahmedabad, and the second one is in Delhi from October 10th onwards. Just a quick WTC update. Australia is currently number one with 100% points. How many games have they played in this cycle?
I've just played one series, if I'm not wrong, versus West Indies.
Okay, so they whitewashed them. In number two, surprisingly, it's Sri Lanka with 66.67. So they must have won 2 out of 3 games. And at number three, we have India at 46.67%. So if they need to win both of these games to get into the top two. And they recently announced the squad. So I'll quickly mention all the 15 players. So we have Gill, Jaiswal, Sai Sudarshan, KL Rahul, Devdutt Padikkal, Narayan Jagdishan, Dhruv Jurel, Nitish Reddy, Ravindra Jadeja, Washington Sundar, Akshar Patel, Kuldeep Yadav, Mohammad Siraj, Jasprit Bumrah, and Prasidh Krishna. The big changes are that they've made Jadeja the vice captain now in the absence of Rishabh Pant, who's injured. And the main players who have been dropped from the England squad are Karun Nair, Arshdeep Singh, Akashdeep, who is injured, I believe, and Pant is also injured. And replacing these guys are Akshar Patel, Devdutt Padikkal, and Narayan Jagdishan. So, what are your first thoughts on this squad and the changes that they have made?
I think it was more or less an expected squad that they've released. No real surprises there. And I'm saying this whilst knowing that Karun Nair is out. I think this is the best 15 players that we have in the test setup right now. Uh, of course, Rishabh Pant will be a huge miss.
Yeah.
Not just for the team. I think the team will handle it, but for him himself, because he's been very good at home and he's played a lot of tough series in his career, so he deserves some of the easier ones as well,
Yeah.
which he has been miraculously missing in the past, and he continues that run. So I'm just sad for him.
Yeah, and I think he's now just a one format player in India because he's nowhere near the T20 setup. And even in ODIs, I think they prefer KL Rahul keeping the wickets. So Pant only plays tests, so when he misses out, it's bad. Let's talk about the key questions. I had 4 key questions to discuss for this podcast. The first one, you gave a hint already. They've dropped Karun Nair after just one series. Obviously, it wasn't the best for him. He scored only 205 runs in 8 innings, but he scored 150 in the last test, the first innings of that. He was the highest scorer for the team in that innings. And he recently said, after being dropped, that that 50 meant as much as 100 for the team in that situation. So, do you think his opinion is justified, and do you think they should have given him a chance?
I think it was a bit sad to see him getting dropped after one series, but uh, to be very honest, you had like, they gave him 4 games in that series, which had, I think, probably one of the flattest wickets that India have played a series in a long, long time. And also, England's bowling wasn't the strongest. You had Archer play just 2 games and no Anderson as well. So it was to uh, to put it straight, it was easy batting conditions. So and everyone else scored. So I don't see any point in talking about his performance there, because 205 runs in 8 innings, uh, well below par. But yeah, you did mention that he deserved a chance at home as well. But I would say that it's the like easy series like these. No offense to the West Indian team, but easy series like these are like a good opportunity to get the youngsters in and give them chance to get settled into the team rather than giving someone else another chance who's more than likely to be dropped anyways. So I thought that was the thinking behind getting Padikkal in. So I'm not against the selector's decision.
Yeah, as you mentioned, I did want him to get a chance in home because these are conditions that he knows really well. Uh, I feel if it was someone else, like let's say Pujara or Rahane or even Kohli making a comeback, Kohli wouldn't do this. But hypothetically, if it was a player of that stature, they would have definitely gotten a second chance. But just because it's Karun Nair and he's come back after so many years and he's, I think, older than what they want, they just gave him one chance because they had to, because he scored so many runs in Ranji Trophy and Vijay Hazare. So they couldn't drop him. That wouldn't. It would be very bad for the selectors. So they had to give him a chance. And the moment he didn't play well, they took that as the first opportunity and dropped him. So I understand the reason behind it, but I feel they should have given him one more chance at home. Uh, you can maybe even tell him that this is going to be a last series, unless you like do something miraculous, score a triple century or something like that. But dropping him after an England tour away, it's a bit unfair. But I do understand their point of view as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so now the second talking point for this is why is Jasprit Bumrah in the squad? I was surprised because when we went to England, they said in advance that he'll play only 3 matches. And I'm pretty sure the England tour was a lot more important than this West Indies tour. So now if he needs rest, he's already playing Asia Cup. So why do you want to overexert him now and then potentially have him out for a few important series that are coming in the future? I don't understand this logic.
Yeah, so that is a very valid question, which I would like to ask as well, because uh, there's no need
Yeah.
for him to play this series and let alone be in the squad. But as Ajit Agarkar said, he's ready to play both the test matches, which is
Yeah.
an overkill. Uh, we have seen him under the previous regime not even play a single home test for 4 years, and he missed out on the England series Border Gavaskar Trophy at home. They just didn't consider him for home test because they had enough other resources and they could also manage his workload that way. So uh, I can see that Bumrah being eager to play because obviously even he would like to get up there in the stats because he has missed quite a few test matches. But then I think it should be a precedent set by the team that he uh, gives preference to test cricket and then takes rest from T20s and ODIs. But if he's also going to play the Asia Cup and then with just a rest of 3 days in between play the test match, I don't think that's ideal for his body.
Yeah, and the bigger question is I think India is playing a ODI series against Australia, and I think he'll be more valuable over there. So, will he play that series as well? And if that's the case, then he'll be playing cricket continuously for around 2 months.
Yeah, and then when that ends, there's also a home series versus South Africa. So
Yeah,
that would be too much for him.
exactly. So, he'll play the two tests against West Indies, but then rest against South Africa. That doesn't make sense. I just hope this is not Jasprit Bumrah trying to show the critics that he does value Indian cricket and he is fit enough. Because there was a mention that I think someone asked him who's the fittest player in Indian cricket and he got a bit upset and he said that it's me. I know what you're looking for, but I should say myself. I've been playing for so many years and all that. So I hope he's not trying to prove a point by doing this.
Yeah, one more injury to his back, and That's potentially the end of his career.
Yeah.
So you'd rather miss a few tests every now and then rather than play at a stretch and then miss out at a stretch.
Correct. And I think we have options. It's not like we don't have any other fast bowlers. I think Arshdeep Singh, this was an ideal chance for him to set himself up in this Indian side, because in England, I think he didn't get a game, or he got one, or didn't he didn't. So he's still yet to make his debut. So just like Devdutt Padikkal, Arshdeep Singh could have been picked here, but they didn't. So the next talking point that I have is about the batting order. Now that they have picked Sai Sudarshan and Padikkal, who will play at number 3? And if one plays at number 3, do you think the other person plays somewhere else, or are they benched?
I think Sai Sudarshan will get the preference at number 3 because that's where he's played most of his domestic cricket as well, and that's where he's played for India in the recent series, and he's done decently. So, Padikkal could play, but with Gambhir being the coach, I don't see that happening because he'll rather have a extra bowling option, which he notoriously enjoys.
Yeah.
So I see Nitish Kumar Reddy getting the nod ahead of him, so that Reddy and Siraj are your two pacers, or
Bumrah as well, right?
with Bumrah. So 3 pacers, and you have Akshar, Kuldeep, Jadeja, Sundar. So, I tried to make an 11. So if we have that segment later on, it would be interesting to share my 11.
This is that segment. So I think the batting is fairly straightforward. You'll have Rahul Jaiswal, Sudarshan Gill. That's your top 4. At number 5, you'll have Dhruv Jurel or Jagdishan, one of them. And then I think from then you have 6 bowling options basically.
So Jurel at 5, and then Jadeja at 6, Akshar at 7, Reddy at 8, Kuldeep at 9, and then Siraj and Bumrah.
So you're missing out on Sundar basically.
Yeah, or you could play Reddy and Bumrah as the 2 pacers and get Sundar in as well. It's a bit of an overkill, but that's what Gambhir likes.
Yeah. That's kind of weird, because if you picked Padikkal, you should play him, but that's okay. I have a few stats from Sudarshan. In the recent India A vs Australia A series, he was the top scorer with 248 runs in just 3 innings. And Padikkal as well was good. He scored 156 runs in 3 innings. So both of them are in good form. And I think KL Rahul as well recently scored a 175, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah. So, and won them the game.
So this team, this batting unit is in form. So I think the last question that I had obviously for you is, you answered this through your playing 11. I was going to ask which of the 3 spinners will play. Which of the 4, sorry, out of 4, which 3 will play? And I think Sundar will have to get dropped. But you never know. They might just drop Reddy and play Sundar and just have 2 pacers at the end.
Yeah, that is also. I didn't actually consider that. So you don't need Reddy if you're playing Bumrah and Siraj. So you could just play Sundar, and he's as good as Reddy with the bat, if not better.
But that then extends your tail. So you have Kuldeep, Siraj and Bumrah. But against West Indies, it shouldn't be a problem.